Most people are out for lunch. Having God in the office may be sufficient to warrant an early arrival to the office, but it won't prevent a lunch break. Jana is obviously at her desk. Lunch is for the week and occupies no significance in her working day. If you're going to be addicted to anything, it may as well be work. Being seated next to Jana has rendered any hope of lazing a distinct impossibility, but the volume of knowledge now circulating through my grey matter is almost exclusively thanks to the influence of this incredible little lady. How's the meeting? Oh, it was good. I learned a lot. Excellent. Listen, I'm sorry if you have some other things on, but I need you to quickly help me with something. Oh, yeah, sure. What do you need? My boyfriend's from Chile. His English is not so great. Neither is mine. So can you help me with his CV? Oh, of course. Great, thanks. I'll email it through. Please read and change as you think is necessary. He's trying to get a marketing role. That is the degree he completed in Santiago, but he's not having much luck so far. I'm no sugar mama. He needs a fucking job. Oh, no problem. I'll see what I can do. Thanks. I have a conference call. I'll be back in an hour. I opened the attachment with Marcelo's resume and, using my very own as the proven benchmark of obtaining a job I don't deserve, I quickly dismantled Marcelo's well-intentioned attempt at gainful employment door opening into a one-page, bullet-pointed compilation of alluring spiff and unavoidable overachievement. I think back to my interview with Joel and Andrew and make sure to leave out repetitive mentions of geographical locations. Already on the hunt for a new job then? Andrew snuck up out of nowhere. Oh, nah, mate. She's helping out Jana. What? She's out here too? Taking the whole team, eh? Nah, not at all. It's for her boyfriend. His sugar mama funded days are over. Oh, well, that's a shame. Marcelo, yes, top fella, that one. You make sure you help him out. Yeah, for sure. Now, when you're done arranging everyone's careers, you want to sit with me this afternoon during the window? I've noticed Keith and Juan don't really include you in the crude window. If you're going to be our next superstar trader, you need to see how the window works. Oh, of course, that'd be awesome. Pop around to my desk around 3:30. We'll show you how we get ready, what positions I'm running, and then the window proper starts at 4 p.m. for half an hour. You probably don't know too much about the fuel oil trading world. That's fine. Won't bore you with the details. It's more about seeing how the market works. Oh, I really appreciate it. I'll see you at 3:30. Andrew strolls off, spinning a cricket ball in his fingers, and I focus back on a reread of Marcelo's updated CV. Once I'm happy it's sufficiently radiant to help him break free of Jana's sugar mama gripes, I decide to run out quickly and grab some lunch, pumped with thoughts of sitting in to watch the window this afternoon. I walk down the corridor with a clear spring in my step, swipe my access card, open the door into the elevator well, and walk hurriedly straight into a plump, bushy-eyebrowed Mediterranean old man. God. I recognise him immediately, having spent many hours on the staff intranet checking out his profile. I'm so sorry. The words pass my lips in a quivering, please sort of way. I'm already in the lift well. He may as well just fire me now. Please, that is fine. God's Italian accent is subtle. His hand gestures appear forgiving. He is God, after all. Joel is standing directly behind him, about to burst in hysterics, but instead steps forward. Giovanni, please meet Flynn. He's one of our rising stars on the Junior Trader program. Ah, of course, Flynn. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you, young man. Please, no need to rush. Save your speed for fast thinking. Yes, absolutely. God continues into the 24th floor with Joel holding the door for him. I jump straight into a waiting elevator. Mercifully, it's empty. I hit the button for the ground floor, exhale deeply and feel the reassuring sensation of blood rushing away from my colon. I'll happily wait till my next celestial encounter before I shit myself. I walk out through the foyer and feel the instantaneous discomfort of Raffles Place heat. There's no shortage of amazing food options here. Lunch could easily consist of Peking duck, Mongolian lamb or finely diced sashimi. I dodge all those options and head straight to Dimboola for a ham and cheese roll and another flat white. Wiping breadcrumbs from my shirt as I leave, I notice an old-school barbershop across the alleyway. A frail old man stands alone, sweeping the floor in his starched white coat. I feel the ever-present sweat drenching my hair and decide, fuck it, a number one chop is long overdue. I arrive at the black and white square-tiled floor of the barber's and motion for the buzz cut. The first clean swipe with the clippers is heavenly. I'm 5 degrees cooler by the time the haircut is complete. Function over form is my new mantra. It has to be. I look fucking horrible. Returning to the 24th floor with my glistening, freshly shorn white noggin, the room is humming. God's presence ensures there is plenty of faux hum in the mix. He is walking the length of the room back and forth, a hands-free phone piece in his ear, busily conversing in multiple languages while getting a quality dose of exercise and ensuring everyone on his walk path is more conscientious than could ever be possible without a godly presence in the room, peering over their shoulder. Traders scurry back and forth between their level 24 desks and the formal APEC meetings booked on level 25. They meticulously put on ties and straighten their suit jackets as they head up to schmooze clients, removing them just as fast as they return to their desks to ensure all is well on whatever information they follow on their 5 or more computer screens. The hotter of the two yellow fever-inducing receptionists enters the floor for the afternoon mail delivery, laden with envelopes but weighed down far more rigorously by the immoral thoughts of every man in this room, watching her with precision as she makes the rounds. Anytime she bends over a table, an audible sigh fills the room, each man exhaling in unison. She walks past God. Even he turns in his stride for a follow-up view, raising an eyebrow, pouting his lips and nodding approval. Flynn, thank you so much for helping with Marcello's CV. This looks much better. I emailed it to him. He's really happy. Oh, no problem, Jenna. It's the least I can do. And Andrew wants you to sit with him for the window. Yeah, he asked me earlier. That's great. Keith and Juan, they're not very good teachers. It's good Andrew likes you. Yeah, definitely. I watch God with one eye, never too sure where in the room he's going to pop up with his office walking program he goes through so thoroughly. My other eye focuses on completing the hedging plan for Keith's October cargoes. Keith likes to have a plan in place early so they can proceed to not follow it at all. Instead, he uses it as a template for elaborately complex futures contracts trades, which usually end up losing money rather than making any, while also causing me endless headaches in trying to graphically illustrate to senior management just what the hell the Far East crude trader is up to. As I hit send on the hedge summary email for Keith, Juan pops up by my right shoulder and gives me his unique version of the dirty Sanchez. Rubbing his right index and middle finger across my upper lip, the fresh whiff of rank puss goes straight up my nostrils. Fucking hell, mate, you alright? Oh, calm down. Thought you'd like a bit of rotting fish stench to get you through the afternoon. What the hell? I just saw your little blonde tart again. Gave her a rub down for you. Fuck me, mate. You're an animal. Bit of brass at the business lunch. Sensational. Sorry you couldn't make it along. Thanks again for helping out this morning, though. Really appreciate that, champ. Yeah, of course. No worries. You want another smell of your missus? Nah, all good, mate. Enjoy. Juan walks away with his fingers to his nose, giving an Oscar-winning performance of a man who may actually be prudently deliberating over a profitable trading strategy in his mind. Eyes closed, breathing in deeply. It's almost 3:30 p.m. I bring up an Outlook folder with all the fuel oil-related emails I've saved over my 3 months here and start quickly reading through every bit of information I can on whatever the hell fuel oil is. Flynn, let's go, mate. Bring a notebook with you. Andrew yells out from his seat in the row opposite. Yeah, beauty. 1 sec. To Andrew's right is Sebastian, to his left is Rudy, his operator. I'm still sporting my tie. No small feat considering the lack of blood reaching my brain thanks to the plump in my neck being gained post buying this shirt. I'm grateful for my tie-wearing perseverance though. I round the row of desks and cross paths with Giovanni. He gives me a heartening wink of what I hope is encouraging endorsement. Okay, have a seat here, mate. Andrew has a spare seat waiting for me. He's biting into an apple and pouring through his notebook of impeccably neat writing and rather artistic flowcharts. There are 6 computer screens in front of him. 3 on the desk level, 2 above those, and 1 directly to his right, opposite which I'm now seated. Flashes are going off absolutely everywhere, none of which is causing Andrew any real concern. Right, let's give you the rundown, hey? He pulls up a live price chart of the November Brent crude oil futures contract. Now, which way do you think Brent's going to move? What time frame? Good man, excellent question. In 1 hour, where will Nov Brent be trading and why? May I? I motion to the mouse. Andrew nods. I check the time component of his chart. 1 minute intervals. I hit the axis and check the 5, 30 and 60 minute charts, as well as the daily, which has price movements over the past 18 months. So what you call then, big man? Well, Nov Brent's now 102.65, having opened this morning at 102.03 a barrel, and shooting straight to 103 on minimal volume after closing last Friday at 101.50, following a week of steadily climbing from a mere $95 a barrel last Monday. I reckon some Asian Muppets have gone to work this morning and updated their quant formula or whatever algorithm they think will make them richer and able to speak out English. Idiots. The little buying flurry created some short covering to push the price higher, but European traders will see this push higher as weak and sell the fucker. There's no reason for Brent to be trading over $100 a barrel. Buzzard maintenance has been postponed again, while everyone knows the new Chinese data about better than expected construction figures is bullshit. Eurozone traders are going to sell Brent. I'd sell now. Well, fair enough. Here you are. Just click on the bid here. How many lots you want to sell? Or you want to put an offer up there? Andrew's mouse is on Sion's internal order screen, where traders can send through their orders to our designated trade execution team. Sell 100 lots. Lovely. So just adjust the lots amount to 100, price at market, done. Andrew clicks the order. It's in the system. My first trade. We're off. A confirmation email comes through on Andrew's screen. Short 100 lots Nov Brent at 102.61. Stop out at 103.10, okay? Can you place that order in the system as well? Yep, good call too, Flynn. And where you want to take profits? 101.52. Done. Okay. Forget about that chart now. Time for fuel oil 101 in the window. Pen and paper ready? Yep, all good. It's now 3:37 p.m. Andrew tosses his apple core in the bin, grabs the mouse, faces his wall of computer screens and begins his express clarification of the imminent window. It's the only time each day when this room does actually come remotely close to a Hollywood depiction of what a trading floor looks like. Martin Scorsese, Oliver Stone and many more would have you believe that a dealing room is some sort of hotbed of non-stop frenzy, a showground of theatrics, men screaming at each other, ripping up deal tickets, smashing phones on desks. Maybe that world does exist somewhere, with wolves fucking whores in their leather chairs and snorting coke straight off the desks, all the while making millions upon millions of dollars because, let's face it, they're just that fucking clever. I very much doubt that world exists, no matter what Hollywood's finest directors and grossly overpaid actors want to put on a silver screen. Andrew may be a short, racist South African, but there's no hiding it. He is one incredibly smart man. As has been quickly and deftly explained, the window, on the surface, is the 30 minutes of trading fury and mayhem which ultimately decrees the daily settlement price of oil, the price of energy, capitalism at its barbaric best. But, far more importantly to the cunning eyes, ears and nuclei of the very best traders, this window gives the only real insight into what your fellow traders at the opposing firms are thinking, at what pricing levels they're getting involved, and how much or how little they're willing to chase oil or offload it. So, these are your buyers showing their bids for what price and during which dates they're willing to purchase oil, physical fuel oil, and here's the same for the sellers. Yeah, okay. And here, this is the paper market. These are your derivative products. There are no specific dates like the physical market. Obviously, there's no actual delivery required. Cool. The feature that you'll notice is you can actually see which counterparties are putting their bids and offers up in the physical window. Business doesn't need to be transacted through this window. We can call up any firm we like and do business direct. But the window does two things. You see who's dealing and at what price they want to trade. But we can also see who's not active in the window. Now this may seem trivial, but we know that the big multinationals and other large trading houses have big storage facilities in Singapore and Malaysia. We know just how many tons of storage they have and can figure out what sort of cost outlay they're choking themselves with by holding onto those terminals. They need to get oil from somewhere. They need to turn the tanks, get some return on the outlay. So, if they're not active in the window, where are they being active and who with? We can figure that out just as well from who's absent as from who's present. In the paper market, we can't see immediately who's on the bid or the offer. But each night I get a recap of who bought or sold and at what level. Each night I update all the transactions to try and figure out the market position of the other traders. Sometimes they'll intentionally hemorrhage money on the physical market to make a bonanza on the paper market, game the window, so to speak. Alright. The other stitch up is this. The final price at 4:30 p.m. becomes the benchmark settlement price for the whole day. Lots of contracts stipulate the final price for a cargo is the average of the settlement prices over the course of a few days around the delivery time. The prices move all over the shop all day long, but wherever that price settles at 4:30 p.m. for the number of pricing days for a certain cargo, then that average will ultimately determine the cargo's final price. It's a bit stupid. It's fucking retarded. So imagine you're locked in to buy a huge physical cargo. It's priced based on the settlement quote average over 5 trading days. Each day of those 5, you bury the paper market, selling, pushing the price down so that the eventual price for the cargo you have to buy is artificially tanked, thanks to the way the system works. Fuck yeah. This trading game, mate, it's a nightmare and a dream. It's as complicated as you want to make it or as easy. The true genius, the gift that will always ensure you stay alive in this game, is knowing faster than anyone else in the market, where is the squeeze? The squeeze. The squeeze. The only thing that matters to a trader. You figure out who to squeeze, how to squeeze, what's going to make him squeeze. Then you act on that. And you act aggressively once you know the squeeze is on. So today, I reckon the stupid China pet cunts are bitten off way more than they can chew. They've been out buying fucking everything in paper and physical lately. The price hasn't skyrocketed as they planned. I've been in contact with as many other traders as I can. No one has been dealing with them direct as far as I can tell. They're long, and they're about to be fucking wrong. As soon as some decent selling comes in, they're going to race for the exit. There's not going to be a bid for them to escape to. Fucking little Chinese cunts. They're going to cop a squeeze today. Awesome. Squeeze away. Okay, mate, it's about to kick off. I've got to get busy. Just write down any questions as they come into your head and we'll go through it all afterwards. Good luck, mate. The window is flying past. Andrew is completely in his element, oozing cool, instructing brokers down the lines to work his orders and politely thanking them when the orders are filled, updating his own series of spreadsheets as activity takes place in the window, typing away at light speed in online chat rooms with all and sundry of the oil trading universe, tossing the cricket ball in his hands when trades go his way and it becomes obvious China Pet is being squeezed, pointing out the various aspects of the window action I would not otherwise have noticed, and writing notes and more flowcharts in his notebook. constantly in conversation with Rudy regarding all the specifics of incoming and outgoing shipments. All the while, I can hear Keith over my shoulder back in my row, spitting out his usual incomprehensible abuse of the brokers, crying foul of anything and everything transpiring in the crude oil window, and smashing his desk and/or calculator in his daily autistic window outburst. 4:30 p.m. The decibels in the room immediately drop. I read over the notes I've taken down in silent awe as Andrew has shown his trading superstardom qualities. So look at that, hey? Not sure if it's beginner's luck or maybe you really are the chosen one. What's that, Andrew? November Brent, 101.53 on the offer. You want to buy back the short 100 lots? Oh yeah, lock in the profit. $108,000 minus some brokerage. Not bad for 60 minutes work, mate. Nailed it. I have to run to a meeting with the biggest of big cheeses now, mate. Got to give Giovanni the fuel oil team's game plan for the next 6 months. You save those questions. I've got 108,000 reasons to answer anything you like. I walk out of Somerset train station and through the automatic doors of the Fair Price supermarket shortly before the 10 p.m. closing time. I've lasted 5 months in Singapore without cooking one single meal at the abode. It is largely due to the sushi platters I discovered here at Fair Price. Some other lazy bastards clearly moved into the neighbourhood recently though, obviously with the same fetish for raw fish wrapped in rice and seaweed. That's fine, but it means the late night sushi journeys to the supermarket on the way home from work have become a bit of a jackpot. Thankfully, there's a primo pack in the fridge. I grab that and some milk for the morning cereal binge, pay the frazzled old lady behind the counter who looks like she'd definitely vote in favour of legalising euthanasia, and continue home on the short, sweaty stroll to my building. I arrive home, crank the aircon to Christmas in the snow temperatures and switch the TV on to watch Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal and Reggie Miller talking smack about shooting hoops on the NBA channel. I replace my work attire with board shorts and a white beater singlet, take a seat on my beloved couch and get busy on the sushi straight off the plastic tray. I've done this so many times, you think I might have worked out how to open the soy sauce packaging cleanly. But if there's one thing I do know how to make squirt, it's soy sauce. Another stain on the wife beater is something I can happily live with. I finish off the sushi, no need for the chopsticks, grab a beer from the fridge and settle in properly on the couch with a can of Heineken and Morgan Downey's Oil 101, the oil trading Bible. I read back through pages of the Bible I've scoured many, many times already. Mr. Downey's tome has been my steadfast companion since moving here. In between paragraphs are still glimpses of the NBA channel's coverage of the epic 1992 Bulls vs Knicks Game 7 playoff game. Michael Jordan is putting nails in the Knicks' coffin with 42 points, while Patrick Ewing makes me feel better about my prolific sweat glands. I mean, fucking hell, he must be covered in gasoline. 3 beers pass by. It's now midnight in Singapore, which equates to 6 p.m. in Geneva. It's around this time each evening that BlackBerry goes absolutely mental with all manner of emails. I like to place the digital device of voluntary slave labour enforcement on the coffee table and watch the unread email quota tick up frantically, like one of those real-time US debt clocks. Way back on my first day, Christian managed to include me on every email distribution list in the Scion network. Fucking cunt. I decided it was wise to proceed with the overflow of information though. It seemed the best way to become rapidly acquainted with the firm. But, sitting here on the couch, reading confusedly through Oil 101, listening to Magic Johnson's silky smooth HIV-conquering commentary, and wondering how much longer till the unread emails reach 4 figures. My attitude towards information is well and truly that more is less, and less just has to be more. I do notice an email from Marcelo, Janna's man. He says he's passed the 1-month probation period in his new marketing role with Revlon, and wants to buy me dinner for helping him with his resume. Bravo, Marcelo. I save reading any of the other emails for the morning and go to bed. I'm up at 6 a.m. to start the day with my pitiful attempt at exercise. A few push-ups, a dozen sit-ups, some lateral lunges and lots and lots and lots of supine lying on the wooden floor, completing deep breathing exercises. It's a fitness regimen suitable for an elderly emphysema patient, but it's doing something. My initial ballooning weight gain since arriving in Singapore is plateaued. I can't face the gym. Spending any time whatsoever with Brad and the rest of the muscle-bound, brainless skins brigade carries far too great a risk of a Michael Douglas falling down scenario. I shower, shave and watch the Bloomberg channel as I slurp my cereal and set about deleting the endless emails unrelated to anything concerning me. Steve Pemberton, the man who called me several months ago as I rode home from the pub in Manly on my BMX, is in Singapore today. He's asked if I can assist with the interviews for the graduate program. Unlike the junior trader program I'm being fast-tracked on, the graduate program is for candidates straight out of university. These grads aren't weighed down with trading superstardom expectations like their junior trader counterparts. Their program is designed to see them develop over a 2-year grace period into a useful member of the operations or credit teams or something similar. I'm told we're looking for intelligent, disciplined, effective communicators with a bent towards lateral thinking aptitude rather than purely academic prowess. I'm not too sure how exactly I'll pinpoint those qualities. but I'm keen to know what specific characteristics they were looking for when they hired me. Things move fast in Scion. 5 months ago, I was the new kid on the chopping block. Now I'm part of the hiring squad. I'm flattered, but wise enough to know I'll be found out sooner, not later. I've developed a reasonable understanding about how the cogs in the physical commodities trading machine turn, but I can't keep fluking my way through each day forever. Sebastian was far smarter and more capable than myself, but he was tinned only last month. He incorrectly hedged a cargo, mistakenly calculated a blend, or asked the same question twice. I don't know what exactly, but can assume it was something rudimentary, which anywhere else in the corporate world would result in further training and some comforting words from a supervisor. Not at Scion. Just hit the bricks, pal. You're out. My days are numbered, I'm certain. I spent the final 5 minutes watching Bloomberg and reading through Oil 101, positive that some new piece of information from the Bible will invariably save my ass today, as it has every other day I've spent here. Finally, I switch off the TV and throw Morgan's masterpiece in my brown leather Indiana Jones man satchel and head to the office. I'm nearing the end of my morning flat white and seriously concerned that Juan may commit suicide today. I've decided to update his P&L immediately upon arrival at work and send it to him ASAP. It's looking well beyond bleak. He managed to squeeze some profit out of his initial foray into crude oil dealings with the Russians last month. Lovely. But the silly fucker is, he got carried away in a deranged, overexcited frenzy and bought 1 million barrels from the sneaky bastards for December loading. He thought the price was too good to be true, but went through regardless. Trading 101's cardinal sin. Even I know that. Their usual sales schedule is somewhere in the region of 1.5 million barrels per month. But coming into the winter deep freeze, they decided to offload 8 million barrels from the beautiful port of Vladivostok. That's fair enough. May as well clear stock before the ice sets in and everyone hides indoors through the harshness of winter to watch the gaps between their chattering front teeth grow wider each day. Juan bought his 1 million barrels at the princely sum of a $7 discount to the December expiring Brent oil benchmark. It seemed a winner. The deal was confirmed 5 days ago, at a time in human history when the crude oil trading world wasn't aware of the looming flow of plentiful Russian oil about to flood the market. Juan's November cargo of a more sanguine 300,000 barrels was purchased at a $5 discount and sold to one of his Asian trader by day, karaoke enthusiast by night buddies at parity. $1.5 million revenue. Nice. But all the costs involved and general rigmarole sees you flick about $3 a barrel. Still, $600k clear. Almost enough to temper a Naomi Campbell hissy fit. Perhaps even cop a cheeky suck. Not this December cargo though. This is proving to be a rampant coke-deprived supermodel meltdown. The final drips of the 8 million December loading barrels reportedly traded last night at a $25 discount. A Chinese refinery has apparently scooped up around 5 million barrels at this price. A trader there will be having a very Merry Christmas. Where another 2 million barrels will be calling home is unknown, but it's safe to assume the buyer didn't stump up a price anywhere near the lofty heights of Juan's purchase. I sent him a personal email with the P&L. No need to CC the entire busybody galaxy just yet. Assuming Juan can sell out at the hideous current market discount of $25, he's spunked over $20 million in a week. Yep. That's a royal thumping up the ring piece, no lube, a career in tatters. Rectal fissures the least of your concerns. He replies almost instantly. Agree the position, right to send out. Thanks, mate. He's so nonchalant to the mammoth L where only P is expected and accepted. I figure he must still be drunk from a Wednesday night binge. I complete the P&L and commentaries for Keith and Paul as well, email the Milky Way and decide to jump out quickly to pick up a second coffee for the morning before joining Steve for a few hours of graduate interviews. As I exit the building into the mid-morning heat and commence the walk to Dimboola, Keith is standing in the middle of Raffles Place sucking down a cigarette. His trading of late has been stellar, having made $3.5 million this week alone. It's only Thursday. With strong profits has come a softening of his venomous style of communication. I'm 3 weeks from the completion of 6 months in Deals Desk, but it has only really been over the past fortnight that Keith has begun to treat me something like a fellow human. Oh, good morning, Keith. Really? What's fucking good about it then? Yeah, okay. Sorry, just a fucking Juan. Oh boy, he's a piece of shit, man. Oh, not looking good with that Russian cargo. Fuck him. I just got called from Joel. Fucking Juan just quit. What? Not fired? No, Flynn, he quit. He will start with China Pet after he's gotten it finished. Nah. You guess his sign on. You guess. Oh, no idea. $2 million. Now I'm stuck with these fucking shit cargoes, mate. Fuck. Holy shit. 2 million. Unbelievable. He must interview well because he trade like dog shit. Yeah, too right, Keith. Mate, I'm just grabbing a coffee. You want anything? I want Juan. Dead. Keith stubs out his cigarette, motions me away and continues pacing as he lights up another. I continue on to Dimboola. I'm certain of one thing. If there is anyone I know that could potentially be a worse trader than Juan, It's me. And he just made a $2 million personal sign-on bonus after losing $20 million Scion dollars in a single week. That's good damn work if you can get it. Returning to the office carrying flat white number 2, Angela is unwavering in the maintenance of her crazed smile while busily clearing away the various items from what was yesterday Juan's desk. Keith remains absent from his seat. He must still be pacing in Raffles Place, draining cigarettes and calling hitmen. But that's all completely irrelevant. There's a spicy Latino woman standing at my desk, cradling an impressive leather compendium to her even more impressive rack. 5 months in Singapore has not seen me fall victim to the yellow fever plague. Rather, the rare sight of a woman with Nordic cheekbones, curvaceous salsa hips and fully visible irises sends me into immediate tent-pitching mode. Good morning, Flynn. I'm Steve's assistant, Luciana. Luciana, hi, how are you? Excellent. Now, sorry, I hope you weren't looking forward to the graduate interviews too much. We've managed to already complete all our selections, so you don't need to sit in with Steve and I today. Oh, really? Yeah, I think I can cope with that. Great. Also, are you free at some stage to catch up with Steve and I? We'd like to see how you've settled in and how everything's going. Yeah, sure. Any time before 3 or after 5 is fine. The window at 4 can be a little hectic is all. Okay, I'll double check a time with Steve and let you know. As Luciana walks away, I realise I'm not the only man in the office transfixed with every feature of her luscious femininity in high heel propelled motion. The chartering Great Danes each have their jowls on the floor. The metals traders are all indulging in a creepy gawk. Team Ferris and Cole would surely be jacking off in their seats if only their cocks weren't buried beneath substantial layers of fat and cellulite. I take my seat, no longer blessed with Jana by my side. As soon as I showed some proficiency in the role, she quickly relocated to whip someone else into shape. In her seat now is Darryl Hong, knob jockey extraordinaire. He's a life at Deals Desk member, but seems to think he runs this place. He is also a rare, pure-bred Singaporean with both parents actually born here. Darryl's skull is moulded from Lego, a hollow, square head, the canvas for a featureless face. His eyes are closer to his ears than his nose, and his forehead stretches on for days. It's hard to say it culminates at all, really. His wispy attempt at a comb-over evokes more tears of sadness than laughter. If you were the last female alive and the fate of humanity rested on you spreading your legs for Darryl, you'd swiftly kill yourself and mankind with nil remorse before enduring another moment in his presence. Flynn, who was that? She's one sexy bitch. Get her back here. I think she smiled at me. She works with Steve in recruitment. I've never met her before. Only spoken via email. Yeah, she's gorgeous, hey? Get her back here, come on. What, you scared? Fuck off, Darryl. You do know, I'm your boss, yeah? I do know, you're an ugly, useless cunt. Fuck off. And you're not my boss. I don't know where you got that idea from. But like everything else in your head, it's complete garbage. You stupid Australian. You wanker. Luciana sends through a 30-minute meeting request for 11 a.m, a quarter of an hour away. No problem. But CC'd is not only Steve, I assumed he'd be there. There's also Paul Maher, the Aussie derivatives trader, Artem Prashenko, the Serbian maestro of scrap metal, and Joel Ryan, the biggest of big cheese. This is a fairly substantial who's who gathering of the people most instrumental and influential in my existence at this firm. 10 minutes passed with Darryl attempting to explain some mathematical concept to me about option pricing. I never asked. He just leant across with his notebook and pencil after he heard me chatting away with Paul in the opposite row about what to do with his current heavily in the money position for an option strategy still 3 months from expiry. Darryl piled in and started scribbling numbers all over the page, spit flying all over my desk as he rattled on 1,000,000 miles per hour, seeming to suffer a minor seizure towards the overdue, incorrect conclusion, his eyes rolling back in his head as he tapped several times on the bottom right of the page where the supposed answer to his masterpiece of risk-free profit lay in scrawled braille, beneath a few litres of saliva. What a dead shit. Option pricing is a little like counting cards in blackjack. Every unhinged Asian male version seems to think he's the rare ace who's outsmarted the system. I take Daryl's sheet of paper, stand up, look him in the eye, rip the page to pieces, scrunch it in my fist and blow it all into his face. I make sure to take my phone, wallet and keys and head off to my meeting. There's no option pricing formula necessary to be adequately cognizant that an impromptu meeting with not one, but multiple bosses and 2 HR staff members carries a strong probability of imminent unemployment. Steve and Luciana are already seated as I walk into the Copernicus meeting room. I mean, who the fuck named those rooms? I've not seen Steve since he invited all the junior trader candidates along to a bar in Geneva after a big day of simulating and a musical chairs dinner of schmoozing. We shake hands and I take a seat next to him as Paul, Artem and Joel enter the room. Well, your mate Juan has really fucked us now, hasn't he? Joel kicks things off. Well, yeah, top form. Throw 20 metres down the gurgler, then quit. Sure, I helped him remove evidence of infidelity or murder from his apartment, but he's not my fucking mate. It's not your fault, Flynn, just revving you up as usual. Listen, your deals this time's almost up, and the original plan was to send you to Shanghai to complete an operations rotation. In metals, not oil. But Paul's run an idea by me. Joel finishes by motioning Paul to carry forward with whatever this plan is. Yeah, Flynn, I asked Joel if he would approve you joining me on the derivatives trading desk. You'd sort of be my assistant originally, make sure you're fully up to speed with everything, and then gradually take on more of your own positions and risk exposures over the next 12 months. Now, Flynn, Paul isn't the only one with a rather sickening man crush on you. Artem doesn't like this plan one bit. Joel is delighting in his compere role. Steve and Luciana do what HR do. Sit and watch real people make decisions and earnestly nod along in tacit agreement.
Yes, I think this is very silly plan. Shanghai, big metals team. I want you to spend time there. Maybe come back after a few months, you'll work with my team.
Okay. 5 months of shouldering the weight each day of a pending firing lifts instantaneously. Well, what do you recommend? I want to be trading as soon as possible. But if there is an opportunity to spend another few months to make sure I'm more knowledgeable with the operations component of the physical trading, I mean, that can't hurt.
Yes, exactly.
That is a reasonable point, mate. Paul's down-to-earth expression makes me confident he sees my point of view for the logical career-enhancing pragmatism behind it, and not as any sort of rejection to his proposal. Okay, I think it's best we persevere with the plan to complete at least a few months of the operations rotation. Artem has told me that one of the Shanghai operators on the copper concentrates team goes on maternity leave as of tomorrow. Flynn, you're right to go home now, pack your shit, and fly out tonight or tomorrow. Join the Shanghai copper concentrates team by Monday. Joel does not fuck around, and it would seem he doesn't expect me to either. Yeah, no problem. Good. Learn all you can. We'll reassess the situation if you absolutely fall in love with physical metals trading, but plan on having you back here in Singapore working hand in hand with Paul on the derivatives desk by April next year. Awesome. And what about the trader exam I've heard about? Why would I mention that? That damn Christian's voice is still twerping around in my thoughts for some reason. Oh, that? Fuck that, mate. We save that for the stupid cunts we want to fire. They all think if they pass the exam, they get a trader role. Fucking morons. Nah, you've shown all you need to show. The role is waiting for you in a few months. Learn as much as you can in the meantime and don't eat too much dog over there. No promises. Luciana will help you sort out travel plans and arrange accommodation for you in Shanghai. Best of luck. We'll be in touch and see you back here in Singapore, the land that fun forgot, next year. Okay, great. Oh, Flynn. Steve can actually speak. Here's a $50,000 bonus check. Well done. Look forward to many more of these. Our head of HR isn't completely useless. I smile at my group of very generous well-wishers and place the check in my pocket as I walk out. I shut down all the computers and throw a stack of my information goldmine notebooks in the man satchel without speaking a single word to Darryl. He's ecstatic, assuming I've been fired. I walk out, bank the check in the Citibank branch on Ch. 3. I've got 137,000 Singapore dollars to my name within 5 months. Amazing. Tax rates are minimal in Singapore and the actual bill is payable retrospectively. Like all overpaid cunts, I'm already thinking of ways to minimise the eventual bill. A wonderful problem to have.